Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience and all the participants. Thank you so much for your hard work during the last days. Yes, it's Sunday evening, 7 o'clock, little bit over 7 o'clock, but that's only because the participants did so incredibly well.
It's amazing. We received so many final submissions. It was beyond what we expected, Linda.
And I think the quality was also so high, therefore it was a bit difficult, I think, for the jury.
Certainly both for the mentors and the jury, and we're going to see the video pitches and the judging results in just a few moments. But before we get to that, actually we'd like to bring two special guests, hopefully in via the live stream. Looking at the technical guys and hoping, can we bring in Mr. Sebastian and Miss Guy? There we go.
Hello.
There is Sebastian.
This is Sebastian, head organizer at Hack the Crisis NL and head of startup relations at The Next Web.
Of course, one of our fire starters. And joining him is also Kai, and I hope I get your last name right, Isant.
Exactly. Hello.
Fabulous. Hi. And actually, you're the head organizer of Global Hack, sort of generally, but also the program lead for Accelerate Estonia, if I'm right.
That is correct, yes.
And Sebastian, can you tell us why have we brought Kai into this call?
We've brought Kai into this call because she's the one who initiated, together with her team, the entire Hack the Crisis movement only about 3 weeks back in Estonia. And I think after seeing what they've done and passed it on to the rest of the Baltics, I was inspired to try to do the same and bring it to the Netherlands and engage people here.
So, Sebastian, what you're actually saying is this is all Kai's fault?
Yeah, basically.
Don't blame me.
How was the Estonian?
I'm going to correct you, Sebastian. Actually, what we did, we started an initiative to help out our community. What came back from, as the feedback was just everybody reaching out and just wanting to do the same. So I'm happy that we inspired you, and yeah. So what happened after is just bigger than all of us, right? It's bigger than me, bigger than Estonia. So yeah, Hack the Crisis, global movement.
Yeah, so Kai, could you please elaborate a bit on that? You say it's even bigger now than Estonia, it's here in the Netherlands, but upcoming weekend's gonna be even bigger.
That is right. So the whole movement is coming together. Can you believe there's 53 hackathons that have happened, local Hack the Crisis. So they, all over the world, from Brazil to Netherlands, from Estonia to India. So next weekend, we're actually starting already on Thursday, so the 9th of April until the 12th, we're going to bring the whole movement together to a global hackathon. So you can go and check that out at theglobalhack.com. It's really just to get the local national hackathon teams to come together to take the next steps and really to shift the focus to a bit of a longer term solutions as well. So the local teams are all actively organizing, supporting, and being part of it. So yeah, I really think it has this global face to it now, and we are doing the reach out all over the world. So yeah, taking the next step in that, and then let's see how we can bring the whole movement together.
Kai, thank you so much. But for the people who don't know yet what an online hackathon is or what Hack the Crisis is, could you please explain this?
Yes, sure. Well, hackathons in general, they are these kind of idea sprints, right? Where we come together and we brainstorm and we test things. Usually they are related to technology, so we can build apps and websites and services and products that just then help us to solve issues. So right now we are, focusing on hacking the crisis, how we can make the world a better place. I think a lot of these teams are really, making a big impact, saving lives, making the transition back to a new normal better. So yeah, this is what a hackathon is, but taking it to the kind of like an online version and hacking the crisis is what this movement is about.
And you already say it's saving lives. Could you elaborate a little bit on that? Because what happened with the teams after the Estonian hackathon?
So yeah, 3 weeks ago we did a hackathon in Estonia. There's now 10 teams that have gone live out of 30 teams that were hacking. I think that's really amazing. It was mentioned beforehand as well that I'm working with this project called Accelerate Estonia. It's a government accelerator, which means that we just pushed all the teams to directly work with the Estonian government. We were laughing that, well, not laughing, but we're being happy that one of the teams, a few days after the hackathon did an exit, so meant that they gave their solution to the government to just use. So it was they were just immediate crisis response. So we can say that these things that came out like chatbots or peer-to-peer volunteer platforms, or there was a team building breathing apparatus. So they're directly or indirectly saving lives and saving communities. Yeah.
And what did surprise you the most?
I can just say personally that it has surprised me that we are saying we have to self-isolate right now, and we are staying at home. But sitting at my kitchen table here, I wouldn't have imagined how many people I can connect to, and I really hope that the hackathons are an opportunity, to go into that online community, reach out to strangers, really put together a team and start building something. So I'm hoping that everybody who's part of it is having kind of like a similar connection through these screens that I'm having. So I've been talking to tech communities from the Gaza Strip, from Madagascar to New Zealand. So staying up at weird hours to kind of adapt to the time zones and everything. So I hope that everybody who's part of the local hacks and who will be part of the global hack will have kind of the same experience, just being connected to the whole world from our homes.
But how are you hanging on? Because it seems like some people are really in a relaxed mode or in more relaxed mode, but you seem to be more busy than ever.
It's true, yeah. I wouldn't have guessed that when you do this 48-hour hackathon, and I think you are feeling it now, especially the organizers, that you just want to have a little bit of a rest after this intense hours. It has been about 3 weeks for me now, not having a lot of sleep, but I do think that the energy is coming from just seeing the snowball rolling, and then just good news coming out of it. So.
Well, Kai, I've done 5 hackathons in 5 weekends before in my life, and I swore I would never do it again. So I have half an idea how you're feeling at the moment. And then to add in the scale of this and then the globalization of this just makes it...
With the time zones.
And the time zones on top. I mean, I heard something on Twitter today that the Swedish event running this weekend has more than 7,000 participants.
Wow.
I can't imagine how the finale of that and the judging and all of that stuff is going to go. Sebas, you obviously put together the Dutch event, and I think you called me last Friday, so just a little over a week ago, and you said, "Hey Nick, have you heard about Hack the Crisis? We're thinking about doing it here in the Netherlands, and you've pulled it together in a week. I mean, how did you manage that?"
I'd say it was, strangely enough, very easy at the beginning, and then it got harder as the days went by. Convincing close people to sort of this cause was relatively easy. I think a lot of people can relate to this and can relate to the problem and want to do something. And as Kai mentioned, in a time when we're all stuck at home and have to sort of get used to what home working in our new normal is like, I think a lot of people wanted to sort of do something and be part of this movement. Now, I did not realize it was going to be mobilizing so many people and require so much work. I think the team I originally put together was 5 or 6 people, and then next thing I know, there's 40 people that are working half of their week on this, and mostly half of their nights, should I say. And then I think we got inspired by a lot of other events that took place last week. So I think the Hack the Crisis Norway, for example, was certainly inspiration to actually have you in the studio that you're in right now, and to actually make this a lot more of a big show than we had originally anticipated. And I'm really happy that we did, because we got a lot of very positive response from different individuals from all sectors, not just from the techies and the designers and the product owners, but also from the public sector, hospitals, elderly care homes, governments, municipalities that responded present. I'm really, really grateful for that.
And I must say, I think that's probably one of my takeaways from the whole the crisis and the medical crisis that we're having right now is actually there's terrible things going on. We shouldn't forget, whilst we're having this this relatively okay time in the Netherlands, that there are people literally dying, losing their jobs, starving, not getting access to medical care, and yet somehow people seem to be pulling together. And that for me, Linda, you described it on Friday in the opening as the other virus, the virus of love, care, humanity, and I think that's really, really clearly shown in these hackathons. Sebastian, Linda, and Kai, we're going to move on with the show. Thanks so much for joining us. Kai, I wish you well, and
me
Sebastian,
too, Kai.
sleep well.
Well, not sleeping before the global hack starts. So yeah, I'm just congratulating all the teams as well for doing such a great job. And if you want to do it all over again, then we'll see you on the 9th of April at the global hack.
Remind us, what's the website?
Theglobalhack.com, so you can see everything from there.
Nice.
Come and hack your idea to the next level.
Nice and easy. Great, thanks, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you both. Bye.
So there we go. In less than a week, we've pulled this hackathon, and I say we, I just get to sit here and look like a rock star. I mean, there's literally 35, 45 other people that have been doing the hard work, because doing this remotely is really hard. I always thought, when you've got a location and catering and speakers, I thought that stuff was hard. But doing stuff remotely makes it a different type of complicated. And of course, that was made possible by some of our fire starters. These were the organizations who took the lead when this crazy idea popped up. For example, Sebastian works for The Next Web. Linda here to my side is working for InnoFest, Startup Amsterdam, Hoax, Smart Camels for providing all of this tech gear. Good Up, we're going to hear from them later. Brain Fuel for providing a lot of the back-end organization skills. Startup Bootcamp, Ernst & Young, and somebody with a W whose logo I don't recognize. That's really embarrassing. I'm going to give them an extra shout out when somebody tells me who they are via Slack in a moment. Without these folks, we couldn't have made it happen. Actually, here's some fun facts about what it's taken to put this together. There's been more than 828 fantastic human beings involved. 40 of them were in some sort of organizing capacity, all voluntary, I might add. 55 teams made it to the finale and submitted a pitch by video and lots of data. Almost, in fact, I think it was just over 200 people signed up to be a mentor, and I know actually a lot of those ended up getting involved with the teams and doing work and calling connections and all sorts of great stuff there. More than 68 different nationalities. I mean, Hack NL, I think it went far bigger than that. 130 different partners, 23 of them putting together prizes, and more than 18,000 Slack messages. And in fact, I think that's probably more than 20,000 given how many messages I saw in the last 30 minutes alone. Insane. If I think about 828 people times 3 days times 3 cups of coffee, that sounds like 20,000 cups of coffee.
I think it's even more, because hackathon also means staying up late and really keep on working. So I think these cups of coffee must have been much more.
Yeah, maybe there was a beer or two in there as well. But enough with all this fun and joviality, because the actual goal of this hackathon, as with all of the Hack the Crisis hackathons, is to make some impact, is to keep going. It's not just about delivering something today that would be ambitious and naive at best, but actually to get some sort of prototype ready to keep going tomorrow, on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, to keep building, to keep connecting to the outside world, to keep saving lives or businesses or whatever it is the impact of that is. So for all of us here in the organizing team, I'd like to say to all the teams, the 55, the 828 fantastic human beings, don't stop, keep going until you're making that impact that made you want to sign up in the first place.
And then, because of course you did sign up, this also means you could probably win. And it's almost time for the pitches.
Almost. I'm just going to say one thing about the judging. We explained to the teams, or the participants before they were teams, in fact, on Friday, about the judging criteria. That was also on the website. We made it super, super transparent. And so what happens was all of the teams had that to work with. All of those video pitches were submitted at 3 p.m. this afternoon into the system, and then big shout out to our mentors because they did the job of pre-selecting and pre-judging. So every video was seen by multiples of the mentors to get some good aggregate scoring from people across very, very different fields, from healthcare to tech to investment, you name it. And then per category from the 4 categories, 3 were sent through to the final judges for decisions. The judges used the following judging criteria. 1 was about the problem and the impact. Number 2 was the design and the technical aspect. So was there a problem worth solving and did they actually get it solved? The originality, did this thing already exist or have they substantially made something better? Implementation and feasibility of getting this done, right? How do they get it out into the world? It's great if you could build a great new thing, but if nobody needs it, nobody wants it, that's not going to work. Of course, some conversation around the business model, and that doesn't necessarily mean they have to be profitable, but just understanding it's going to take money to get this thing in the world, and somebody's got to take care of that. And then lastly, but not least, in case we had any tiebreakers, why does the team need the money? How will that help them tomorrow to continue? So that was the judging criteria used by the judges and the mentors.
And I think that's maybe already what Nick said, is that the mentors were actually the first one who were judging them. And we would love to thank the mentors for doing that, but not only for judging, but actually for really being there the whole weekend. We know you are super busy, maybe also at home, but you did take time off your busy schedules to really get in there with the teams. And you had all such different expertise or skill sets. For example, there were healthcare professionals or logistic professionals, or even investors were hanging in there, but also a lot of people from the startup ecosystem or from startup accelerators. And we also did see a lot of people who had the expertise, for example, of storytelling or pitching. And hopefully we will see this in the videos, because last night there was even a pitch training.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's the first time David Beckett has done pitch training with so many people at the same time. I'm curious to see how that went, but we'll see in the quality of the videos, I guess. And I must say, pitching on video is very different to pitching on stage, so I'm curious to see that. But we keep talking about winning, and in fact, there is something to be won. There is some prizes that have been donated, if that's the right word, granted, issued by some of our fabulous partners. And actually there's 12,200 euros is where the pot stands at the moment. If you want to contribute to that, you are more than welcome to. You can go to the hackthecrisis.nl website and sign up as a partner and bump that up. That is going to be split across the 4 categories, and the winner of each category will take that. So that's about 3,000 euros per winner. And then there was also an awful lot of companies that said, you know, Cash, it's going to be hard for us to sign off in such a short space of time, but what I could do is put in some consulting hours or an accelerator program or an innovation program, or I can connect you to our network. In fact, there was more than 50,000 euros worth, we estimate, of in-kind services given. And that was very, very complicated to try and arrange for the winners at the very last moment. So what we're actually going to do is split that tomorrow very carefully across the 12 finalists, according to who deserves which part best or can make it work best, or in line with some of the conditions from the partners themselves. So tonight, the main winner, who takes the money, we'll see who the runners-up are naturally, and then all 12 tomorrow will be in line for the in-kind prizes.
But who is going to decide who is going to win? That's our jury. And we're really, really proud to say that we did find 9 incredible professionals, and they decided who is going to win. So who are we talking about, Nick?
We're talking about Elizabeth Stevens. What a fantastic last name, I have to say, from Incision.
Boris Veldhuizen van Zanten from The Next Web.
My buddy Ger Boran, City of Amsterdam.
Carol from Gendron from Philips.
Mary Jo Diepeveen from Microsoft.
Michiel Heidenrijk from HATI.
James van Thiel from Google.
Jacqueline van den Ende from P Capital.
And I hope I'm not going to murder his last name, that's why you did it this way round. I know it, Linda. Juan Cachao from Maersk and Green Covery. They were the lucky, he says, few who managed to do the final judging. I must say, I actually sat in on that call, and it was hard. There was split opinions. They did a great job. Thank you so much for spending your time on a Sunday to make that happen. We're going to hear from a few of you in a moment. I think it's time. We've talked enough, right?
I think people already thought that we just did too much talking. So let's get over there.
So how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to go category by category. We're going to see the 3 films from the 3 teams. We're also going to show you their contact information, because maybe you see something and you think, wow, that's awesome. I can help. I need that. I have money for them. I have a contact for them. I know how to make it better. Whatever. So we're going to show you the contact information before and after their film. We're going to go through all 3, and then we're going to go to the judge to find out who the winner of the category is. Hoping the tech team is ready, because we're going to go right ahead and start with the category Logistics and Supply Chain. Pitch number 1 comes from team PPI Certs.
We are PPI Certs, the peer-to-peer app to certify your medical products. We are running out of supplies. Unscrupulous vendors have tried to cash in, putting lives at risk. Fortunately, these defective masks were flagged before someone got seriously hurt. At the same time, new suppliers are offering innovative solutions that are not yet certified. We need those now. There are so many different options out there. How can we figure out which ones to trust? PPI Certs validates medical products made by new suppliers through reviews by trusted users. First, search for the product and distributor online. See how many units have been purchased and how long they've been in business. If many customers reorder, that's a good sign. But if issues have been reported, we'll let you know. Here's how we get the ratings. Anyone who buys the product can submit a rating through the app. That includes doctors, caretakers, mom-and-pop consumers, and you. We weigh those according to your credentials and your network of trust, so the buyer can rest assured. They have already begun teaming up with other hospitals to share whitelists and blacklists. If the mask is bad, you should know before you buy it. But we can do more.
I think a motivation can also be that if we have a better supply and that we have more masks, we can allow family to visit their patients.
We are engineers, innovators, designers, working around the world to make sure your goods are safe. Do you need medical supplies? Check PPI Certs.
Wow.
Kaboom! PPI
Wow.
Certs, setting the bar pretty high for the first of our pitches tonight. As you can see, the pitches are reasonably short, maximum of 3 minutes, and we're going to jump straight into pitch number 2, and that comes from team Simai Kazici.
1.36 million people work in the healthcare in the Netherlands, and now many of these people are on the front line battling the crisis. The current pandemic crisis is resulting in a shortage of medical equipment. How can we make sure all the healthcare professionals receive the right protective equipment on time, such as masks and gloves? In the Netherlands, the Landelijke Consortium Hulpmiddelen LCH is working on this day and night. They receive a lot of emails from medical and non-medical manufacturers willing to help. How can we handle these and assure the quality of these new products? How can we make this process faster? We are a group of 6 data scientists with various professional backgrounds and different nationalities. We believe we can solve this problem. Here is Sati. Sati is an e-platform that builds upon what is already available. It helps the LCS bridge the gap between healthcare institutions and manufacturers. Sati shows the demand from the hospitals, offers from the manufacturers, and allows LCH to place orders. Let's look at the demand first. Sati incorporates the power of machine learning. How? Right now, hospitals register how much equipment they use every day in the PPI Corona app. But if we know the required equipment for hospitals in the coming week, Or maybe next 2 weeks, we can send alerts if there is space to move equipment from hospital A to hospital B, or if it's necessary to place new orders. Having a machine learning model to predict demand allows the LCH to intervene at an earlier stage. Local transportation companies can register so they can assist in urgent situations. Let's now look at the offers. We want to enable everyone, medical and non-medical manufacturers, to offer help when the demand is high. That's why everyone can reach out on Sati and mention which products they can produce. After registration, the quality of their product is checked. LCH can then send out an online tender to the qualified manufacturers, compare the submitted offers, and order the equipment immediately. So why Sati? Through our data science capabilities, Sati allows for early intervention through our implemented predictive model. It allows big businesses as well as small businesses to come to play. It integrates 3 main parties: LCH, healthcare institutions, and manufacturers. And above all, other thousands of people. Sati connects them all.
There we have it, the end of pitch number 2 in the category of logistics and supply chain, how we make sure all the right stuff is in the right place at the right time. We're going to go straight for pitch number 3, and that is coming from the team Match Up.
Hi there, I'm an anesthesiologist and currently treating corona patients. Without proper protection gear, I'm at risk of falling out myself.
Based on my own experience, I know that hospitals, and especially procurement departments and sourcing departments in hospitals, are not well equipped for this crisis.
Hi, we are Milou, Wietske and Bas, and these are our friends currently working hard to heal the world, and we want to help them. Therefore, we want to build Matchup, a sourcing platform for medical PPE to introduce transparency, quality, and efficiency into the medical PPE sourcing process. By now, everybody has heard that the COVID-19 crisis has resulted in peak demands in many fields while supply chains are broken. As a result, sourcing departments in the hospitals are scrambling to get a hold of enough medical PPE, and employees are already dropping out. The problem is that PPE markets are intransparent. There is unclarity about quality demands, and many new and fake parties are entering the market. Hospital procurement systems are not set up for this urgent task. That's where Matchup comes in. We want to build a platform where buyers and suppliers meet, while we create transparency about price and demand, quick matchmaking on self-determined variables, and insight in the trustworthiness of the suppliers. Matchup addresses the demand and supply issue in the crisis, while it builds a network for the future. Matchup can fix the sourcing issue now and build transparent supply chains for the future. According to McKinsey research, the latter is key for resilient supply chains. The momentum is now to build a subscription-based user network in the medical PPE market and grow the platform quickly to expand value-add services on a deal-by-deal basis in a later phase. Marketplace platforms in the other B2B verticals have proven to be successful, and that's why it's key to our success. If we win 30K, we will deploy a marketplace rapidly and create a buyer-supplier network through social campaigns to help our friends in the hospitals.
Please help us.
As such, I think, based on my own experience, this platform would be a great help for the sourcing and procurement departments of hospitals.
Wow, there we go. 3 very, very different pitches in the category of logistics and supply chain. I'm hoping that we can bring Juan from the jury in via the WebEx. I see him. Hello, sir.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm good. I can hear you as well, so that means we can hear each other. Thank you so much for spending your time on a Sunday afternoon, especially possibly the warmest Sunday we've had for a while, to help us with this. What did you think of the pitches that you saw overall? Because you saw quite a lot.
Yes, we saw 12 different pitches. On the logistics side, we saw 3 of them. And I think they are all tackling a really important problem, which is how do we match suppliers with the people who actually need the equipment to treat the patients? They do it in different ways, but they are all in that scope, and that's a very important problem to solve.
Yeah, great. I'm going to ask you if you can. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Can you, without giving away which team won, can you give us an indication of why the jury thought this team should win, and then we'll name them afterwards?
Okay, it's a good question. So let me tell you a little bit about the problem. Right now, the procurement departments on hospital and different healthcare centers need to buy very fast different type of equipment and supplies. They don't know the suppliers, so they don't know through the norm. They cannot, and they don't have the time to go to a normal procurement process, which is a lengthy time. Now, the winner actually focus on solving that problem. Now, the way they do it is very interesting, right? Because what they actually propose is something we will all do.
Wait, hang on. If you go into the next sentence, I have a feeling it might become obvious which team it's going to be. So if it's okay with you, I'm going to run a drum roll. We're going to name them, and then you can tell us the next piece. Is that okay with you?
Let's do it.
All right, here comes the drum roll, and as soon as you hear the symbol, it's up to you to name the winning team. And the winner is?
So the winner for the logistics segment is PPI Certs.
PPI Certs. Fabulous. And let's give them a bit of a round of applause. Yay, PPI Certs, winning the logistics and supply chain. And that's enough of the applause. Juan, tell us, what was it you saw in there that was so interesting that you thought that is the reason?
Well, as you know, in many technological applications, the peer-to-peer concept is very important, either because people can trade things, but also because people can suggest recommendations. So what they do is that they bring this concept that is for individuals into organizations. Can organizations tell each other who are the good suppliers? Can we have a more open society in which hospital A help hospital B to find the right type of supplier faster? If we manage to do that at global level, I think we can speed up the identification on who are the suppliers and which are the supplies that are good for the patients that need it now.
Yeah, fantastic. And for the viewers at home, what we did very, very sneakily, I don't know if Juan noticed it, is we actually brought the winning team into the live stream as well. Hello.
Hey, Rosanne.
Hello.
How does that feel for you?
Wow, this is amazing. I can't believe it.
All right. Yeah, it's a little bit mean of us to do this to you, but hey, that's the best part of my job, is being mean to people on live streams that are going around the whole world at the same time. Tell us, you worked really, really hard all weekend, but obviously that's the beginning of a journey. Apart from maybe getting some sleep, what does this week look like for you coming?
Definitely trying to continue what we were doing. I think over the past 2 days, we worked as a team really hard, and we ran into a few obstacles too. Like, how can we prove this? How can we get this going? And then this morning we had a call with somebody who's in the center of everything, who was in the start when the crisis started in the Netherlands. She said, we really need to have a solution for this and to figure out how can we trust new products coming on the market.
Got it.
That's really what we're doing, because we're all fighting this virus, even if we're not in the hospital, and that's why we're here. It's about saving us lives. That's why we want to be part of it, and we all have a part we can play. And when you keep in mind that we can help those families to visit the patients.
That's pretty much the biggest bottom line you can get to, right? Is just helping people.
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to ask you one question and then we're going to let you go. You've got half the world looking at this right now thinking, oh, that's really interesting. How can I help? What's the one or two things that you need most this week?
We need energy, people that can challenge the idea too. And we need to get in contact and talk to all these crisis teams across these hospitals and get them to talk together, and we can provide solutions afterwards and get that task out of their hands.
Fabulous. So an injection of energy and enthusiasm, some of that will come with sleep, I think, but also crisis teams. If you work for a crisis team or some sort of medical team, please get in contact. Contact details, I think, are coming up now, and we will repeat them at the end of this. I'm going to say also thanks to Juan again for spending your time, and congratulations to the whole team of PPI Certs. Well done.
Thank you.
If I keep touching it, it goes over and over and over and over again. But if I hold it, it stops. Learning all these new tools live, that's nothing embarrassing. Wow, first category done, 4 to go, 3 to go.
3 to go.
What day is it? Sunday.
Then we go to the category remote education. As we know, we're all apart. Remote education is really needed. So let's go now to the first video. The first theme is Job, the AI teaching assistant. Take it away.
Hi, my name is Fenna, and this is my family. On the 13th of March, Amsterdam announced a lockdown. From that day, I had 2 jobs, being a designer and a teacher for my son. Now, why is that a problem? My son has an attention span of 10 minutes. His teacher has at least 20 contact moments per day to keep him going. And that means an extra 3 hours per day for me as a parent next to my regular job. In the Netherlands, there are around 2 million parents facing these challenges every day now, and millions more around the world. But what is the real problem? The stress in the family after 3 weeks of home education. It is really, really high. And what about in 3 months? Teachers say that the lack of education is not a problem. We'll catch up later. We are really worried about the families. We need a solution here. We need a sort of friend, a friend to talk to, and that takes the stress away. A tool that helps to communicate better and gives us structure and planning, and it makes it fun to do assignments with. A friend that can restore the balance. But what about Google Classroom and Schooler? There's so much online schooling today. The missing link here is a tool that brings it all together, that communicates, structures, and know how we feel. Parents, teachers, and the child. Meet Job. Job is an AI assistant. He is our home friend now. Job is online when my son is online doing his homework. He knows the curriculum of school and can answer questions from my son. That's how he learns. But he can also see if my son is having difficulties with an assignment and propose to help or search for another assignment online. And Job can send data to me and the teacher about what my son needs and how my kid is feeling. He is now my ideal family friend. Let's turn this crisis into something positive, because after the corona, Job can still assist at home, in the classroom, or for children with special needs. And for sure, he will change the way school and parents and children work together. The efficiency gain we calculated is that we can save 42 million on a yearly basis for primary schools, and that is 11 million for the youngest kid in class 1 and 2. If 20% of the schools adopt this, we already saved 2.2 million on education. Who is going to make this? This is the team, a team of computer scientists, educational entrepreneurs, designers, and teachers with experience and network. And this is what we're going to do for Monday. We're going to build the MVP and test it on schools we already have connections to. And we're going to test our business model. Wrapping up, let's restore the balance in the families by creating an AI assistant for now and for the future of education. Let's turn this crisis into something positive.
Thank you, Job, the AI assistant. And then we go to the next team. The next team is Pancake.
What a great name.
Hi, good afternoon. We are team RE13. The problem that we're catering to for this Hack the Crisis challenge is how to educate first and second grade primary students. After brainstorming, we've narrowed down this problem statement into three core functions. The first one is social interaction. It is really vital for children to have a social interaction during this preliminary stage of education. But due to the pandemic, most of the kids are indoors and they're missing out on this social interaction form of education. The second problem statement that we've identified is for parents. Parents have to undergo this sudden change from working in an office environment to working from home. So they're finding it very difficult to find an harmonious balance between working and at the same time educating their children. And the third problem that we've identified is the problem of a timetable. Schools generally have a structured timetable that children have to follow that ensures that the children are disciplined. However, since now they're at home and they don't have a timetable, they don't know how to utilize their time valuably. Considering all these problem statements, we've come up with a solution called COVI, Learn Anytime, Anywhere. What is COVI? So COVI is an 24/7 education platform that helps parents connect students across the globe with teachers from across the globe. Now let me show you how it works. Now parents will be provided with a screen where they can select language, subject and a time slot. The best thing about this is it's easy to use. There's 24/7 availability of teachers and it's scalable. Let me show you a brief idea of how the app operates. Once you select the language, the subject, and you select a time slot, there is a drop down which shows you all available time slots as per the parent's convenience. Say for example, a parent has selected a time slot between 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Once this is done, the matching algorithm works and it connects you as per your input parameters to available lecturers from across the globe. Using this, you can book a class with this lecturer for 1 hour a day for 5 days in a week. The best part about this is there's a 24-hour connection, so there's no shortage of lecturers. Anytime the parent is able to find a lecturer for their student. And these lecturers cater to both academic as well as the social learnings. Once the week is done and all the assignments have been completed, the lecturer can also provide feedback about the student's performance in a dashboard, and this dashboard is given access to by the parents. Parents can then decide how to mold their children in particular ways or focus on certain subjects on if they're weak at those subjects. Looking at the business model canvas, I'd like to bring your attention to the value proposition. The reason why we are different is because it's a virtual 24/7 education platform where parents can connect educators with their children anytime and anywhere, irrespective of language or subject. Coming to the team, we have Hirin Shim, myself Atul Pillai, and Hion Shim. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. And I also heard today a podcast about parenting. And I think this is one of the things that we heard so much, the lack of social interaction between the kids, especially if you have only one kid. So I think, Pancake, you're really solving an issue. And then we're going to the third group, which means challenging.
Students are disengaged with today's way of teaching. Hi, my name is Jasper. I'm with IDEA. We are a team that was focusing on how can we make the transfer of knowledge within education more effective. And we kind of figured out that in order to transfer knowledge, we need to make sure that the students are engaged with the knowledge. And in order to engage them, we need to trigger them with something that is fun. And so therefore we created IDEA. An IDEA is a simple solution that allows teachers to create a daily challenge that is focused on the subject that they are teaching towards their students. Now, within this demo, I want to show you how that would look like for Jeroen and how that would look like for Ted. Jeroen is the student. So let's go and start with Jeroen. Jeroen would log in on a daily basis and he would see the challenges that he has that day. Now, these challenges are fun little challenges. It could be anything. For example, from his arts teacher, he could get the challenge to re-impersonate the Mona Lisa, which would mean that he needs to look up how the Mona Lisa looks, and from there, be creative and create a picture how he looks the same. Now, by completing those challenges, Jeroen can earn points, and those points he can exchange later for specific rewards. Now you can also see what exactly does this challenge mean, right? So he needs to watch 3 videos, he needs to show what he did, you need to submit on time in order to get the points. Now, from a teacher point of view, it's also quite simple. And we've seen that teacher Ted, he's around 53 years old, and he would love to engage with his team. He would love to engage with his students. But the problem that he's having is that Teacher Ted is not that tech savvy. And so we've created a platform for Teacher Ted that is really, really simple to use. He can click and he can see directly which are the challenges that I have running. Who of my students have submitted it and who of my students have not? Who might need some help? From there, he can see it. He's like, do I want to create my own challenges? Or maybe Teacher Ted is not as creative. And then he can maybe find challenges from teachers all across the Netherlands who are studying or are teaching the same subject. For example, he could see, Lyceum Den Haag, I can see that Maria has created a challenge, which I would like to give as well to my students. So I will join this challenge. IDEA is a simple solution that allows teachers to challenge their students on a daily basis. We believe that challenges create inspiration, create creativity, and which trigger the appetite in order to learn. Now, we are up for this challenge. The real question is, are you?
Thank you so much. I think it's brilliant how you put it, to rock actually daily challenges and an appetite in order to learn. Wow. Then I would love to ask a member of the jury. Mary Jo, could you please step forward? Hi. How was it to watch all these different projects?
Yeah, it was really cool, especially because I think there's many problems that go in this category. We want to improve the remote education, not only to make sure that our younger generation still have proper education, but also to relieve some of the stress on parents. And I think our finalists managed to point it out really well. And I think they had very original and creative ideas as well. And looking at their pitches, I was also really surprised by the creativity of how they brought it forward, but also the demos that they showed. So it looked like a lot of work had been put into this, so that was great to see.
Wow, so that's already a really big compliment for all three. But now let's focus on one in particular. Could you please say who did win without naming the name?
So the winner, so like I said, there's a couple of things that kind of are included in this category. And there's many points that we can focus on what we want to solve. And I think the winner for us, what they managed to do is be very feasible in a couple of aspects. First of all, feasible in the sense that we think that they had a clear problem that they were trying to solve. And I think it was also feasible in how their solution would work from a technological perspective. So I think that was what for us, they were all great contestants, but I think for us, that made this the winner because we saw this really working.
Okay, and then Nick, could you please give me the drum roll?
So our winner is Team Challengely with their solution IDEA.
Woohoo! Team Challengely!
And yes, Jesper, you are also online. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I was. It's quite funny. I was watching the live stream and I now realized that I was a minute behind, so I didn't know. That's great. There we go.
There you are. Surprise!
Wonderful.
So, did you suspect anything when she was actually describing the winner? Did you know this was about you?
I didn't hear the describing yet. I was listening to the last part of my own pitch, so I was like, okay, we're going. So I have no idea.
So, just to give you an update, you won.
Wonderful. Hey, team, we won. Great, right? We've got this.
So, please tell me, how are you going to continue?
Well, I think we were all planning to have a quiet Sunday evening, but I believe that we will have one other Zoom call, probably to kind of organize our week at this moment.
Thank you so much, Jesper. And also thank you so much, Mary Jo, for giving this brilliant explanation. And Team Challengey, go.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Well done. All
and
right.
these are his details, contact details, because if you think, well, Challengey, I really like them, but I could also give them a little bit of push of support, please contact his phone number, his WhatsApp, his email. Just reach out to him.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Nothing like putting your mobile phone number online so that the whole world can send you WhatsApps. Fantastic. So we've done 2 of the challenges so far, which means we've got 2 to go. But as a little bit of an intermezzo, I completely screwed up when we were introducing some of the people that have made this happen. So the first thing I have to say to myself is, hey, Stevens.
You lose.
Because I'm a bit of a loser for actually forgetting, and maybe you'll forgive me because, it's kind of weird times. It's been a long weekend. But one of our fire starters was actually women in AI right there at the bottom. And so you do not want to see how many Slack messages I have, naturally, from all the ladies in our organizing team, which I think is more than half, pointing out that how dare I forget exactly one of the most important. I mean, it's like we're in the time of AI, and we're in the time of finally getting to a point where people are understanding women's
that
equality
also
in
women
tech and startup.
Exactly. That also women need to be in there.
And not just they need to be in there. It's better for a business to have women in there, whether they're techies or at the top. And Steven's here. What can I say? I lose big time. So thanks to Women in AI for being one of our fabulous fire-starting partners. And at the same time, we talked about the prize money, but we weren't quite ready with the slide for all of the prize-giving partners because there was still some stuff dropping in. So this is where it stands at the moment. I'm not going to try and name them all because some of them I don't personally know, but you can see them there at home. They will also be updated on our website if they're not already. I think they are.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing is that it's really from so many different organizations. So for example, government organizations like the gemeente Leeuwarden, but also to accelerator organizations like Yes Delft. And I think this is one of the strongest teams that you really see so many people are picking up on this and really want to push this forward. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. So enough of my screw-ups for now. Let's go on to the third theme of the evening, which is the theme on category of small, medium enterprise continuity. Obviously, we all know right now, if you're an entrepreneur, it's tricky times. I mean, it's not fun if you're a corporate or the government either, but certainly here in Groningen, we've seen a lot of activity around supporting the small local entrepreneurs and small medium businesses. And so that was one of the challenges. How do we keep those kind of companies going? So without further ado, we're going to go to the first of the 3 pitches for small medium enterprise business continuity. And that is Team Octo 8.
Welcome to Roodkapje. Let's save your local business by ordering food and staying fit. My name is Human, and I'll tell you why we're so passionate about Roodkapje. During lockdown, 10,000 Dutch microfood suppliers have closed. They can survive only up to 16 days without revenue, and despite subsidies, 15% will go bankrupt. This will cost the country 180 million euros and leave 5,000 people unemployed. The solution? Roodkapje. With Roodkapje, we take microfood suppliers online easily and sell their products and let them be delivered by local volunteers. Unlike other platforms, we offer free support to small businesses and bring volunteers to develop more active communities. 25 businesses are ready to go on the platform. Priscilla, a fruit shop owner, says that she would prepare some great fruit baskets to sell online on Roodkapje. As you can see, by 2021, Roodkapje will have boosted the economy already by 8 million euros, and this will only expand exponentially. We enable small businesses to sell online, and instead of a shop opening from 8 to 8, we create efficiency by optimizing demand to fix smaller windows such as 12 to 2. And we empower the volunteer community to help through exercise and gamification. We've achieved so much in 48 hours. Imagine what we could do within a week's time with our drive to save small businesses. Let's have a look at the platform. Anna, please take over.
Steve wants to sell carrot cakes from his bakery. Once he and other business owners have easily signed up to Roodkapje and have set their products online, they can create so-called missions. These are orders that need to be delivered to customers. Tim lives in the same neighborhood as Steve's bakery and the customer. He has to walk his dog around the same block every day. Every time he passes Steve's bakery, he's saddened that it's closed. Using Roodkapje, he now can support the bakery by delivering the products that consumers ordered online during his daily walk. On the mission overview, he is being shown where he is, how far he would have to walk to pick up and deliver the order. Tim gains hero points by delivering the package, and this he can share on social media to raise awareness. When thousands more join the platform, every day of the week hundreds of micro-businesses will be saved by roodkapje.nl.
Platforms ready, visit roodkapje.nl. Nobody will be eaten by the big bad wolf this time.
Funny, I was just going to say, for anybody who doesn't speak Dutch, Roodkapje is the Dutch name for Little Red Riding Hood, but I think the explanation at the end of that video probably made it clear. If that made a lot of sense to you and you think, I need that or I want to help out, here's the contact details from Team Octo 8 with Roodkapje. Going straight into challenge number 2, pitch number 2, the Skill Hub. Let's go.
The Skill Hub. Connecting SMEs with expert volunteers globally. A few numbers for you to know. 98% of operational businesses in Jordan are SMEs. SMEs are the Netherlands' second biggest type of enterprise, and Dutch SMEs were responsible for 220 million euros added value in 2017. The problem is simple. SMEs are laying off employees and downsizing productivity due to the coronavirus pandemic. So since SMEs are the largest contributors to the local economy, we need to maintain production. Our design and technical aspect is a web-based hub that will set up and create a link between SMEs and specific skill set of volunteers. And we'll utilize partnerships in different local entities to develop a bridge between those, as well as government enterprises and NGOs. Our objective is simple. Volunteers sign up to the web hub and have a profile with their skill sets. SMEs receive those applications, register a volunteer, and SMEs are then able to fill in the employment gap while volunteers gain real-world experience and accredited certificates. This is unique due to 3 main reasons: economic impact, it's open to the public, and has real value and practice for both SMEs and volunteers. Our findings show that from out of 412 survey respondents, 89.2% expressed willingness to volunteer, 35% of them expressed willingness to volunteer for 10 plus hours. We expect to move forward by establishing partnerships, building the digital hub platform, launch an online campaign, and connect SME needs with volunteer skills. Key partnerships include government, NGOs, and INGOs. We will roll out, starting off with launch as a proof of concept in Jordan to the Netherlands, develop the online platform, go for global partnerships, and then global launch of the digital platform. The business model is based on 4 main aspects: sponsors, advertisers, grants, SMEs, minimal fee to access the volunteer network. We would like you to meet the team. We are Osama Sbetan is our design thinker entrepreneur. Hani, myself, I'm the innovation entrepreneur. Ala Sbetan is the youth entrepreneur and NGO specialist. Jaitish Singh is the finance guru of this team. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And now let's go implement this hack.
Fantastic from the Skill Hub there, much needed all over the world, I think. And there's the contact details if you want to get in contact with them and give them some sort of support. Third and final pitch for this category of small medium enterprise business continuity goes to Team Panda.
Hi, my name is Dima and I represent the startup called Panda Training. Remote work is a big change for most companies from the usual face-to-face business. After 40 plus interviews this weekend, we have identified the main needs and pain points. For the managers, they want to make sure that the productivity of their people stays high and also get intelligence on the state of their company and the biggest challenges people have to deal with. For the employees, they often need tools to manage their anxiety, home environment with kids running around, and new tools on how to manage their teams remotely. What we do is using a known methodology, coaching, but making it more affordable. That is why we developed the chatbot micro-coaching solution. It's a rule-based chatbot that can be integrated into Teams or Slack. The magic here is the content. We've got a team of coaches and researchers who can break down complex psychological exercises into bite-sized ones that can be used by the chatbot. Not to go too broadly, understand the pains of our customers and test our solution, we want to first sign up 100 early adopters. I'm glad to announce that it's been a huge unexpected success with people signing up from Google, United Nations, Cisco, Innova, Swedish Innovation Agency, City of Detroit, Solvay, Blue Health Innovation Center, which is part of Microsoft, ITMO University, Tampere University, Sofigate, Regilog, Nurse Body, Red Bridge, Dutch Chamber of Commerce, and 30 more organizations. Our go-to-market strategy is to develop the free chatbot, test it with 100 users, optimize it, then spread the word with the press. Use it as a foot in the door and upsell later tailor-made chatbot content, human-led coaching, or monetized data collection. Thank you for your attention and hope you could support us in our journey going forward.
There we go, Team Panda training with interesting perspective on how we can train skills for people in the small medium enterprise community. The contact details on the screen for a second or two, and we're actually going to go to the jury to bring in Mr. Boris Veldhuizen van Zanten. Hello, sir.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing okay. So firstly, thank you so much. Obviously, you are the founder and chief of everything at The Next Web, one of our fire starters. So thanks for...
I thought you were just going to say the chief of everything.
Yeah.
But at The Next Web, you're right.
Well, I mean, you know, don't let your ego expand too much on a Sunday, eh? But no, seriously, thanks for putting The Next Web forward and a whole bunch of your team to make this happen. And Boris, I mean, we know each other. You've been to a lot of hackathons in your time. What's your perspective on this as an online hackathon? I mean, a week ago, I was kind of like, it's going to suck, but...
No, I loved it. I loved the vibe. I've been to a lot of hackathons. I've been on a lot of juries. It's the first jury I've been able to do from my bed. So I hope that's going to be a normal thing from now, because it's extremely comfortable. But no, seriously, it was amazing how people work together, how many connections were made, and I loved it. I absolutely loved the format.
Yeah, I was also surprised at how smoothly it seemed to go. It makes me worry a little bit about events in the future, particularly around hackathons. If we can organize this in a week and a half with a team of volunteers, what does that say for the rest of the future of our industry? But maybe
they're going to get even better. So
yes, let's be optimistic. They're going to get even better.
Hey, and before you go on, you both thanked a lot of people. I'm not sure if anybody thanked you. So thank you for doing this. You're doing an amazing job.
Well, from me, you're welcome, and I think from Linda too. Happy to help out. Boris, you reviewed all or many of the pitches, but can you give us a bit of an idea why the team that won this category won without giving it away?
Yeah, sure. I think it's always nice. So there's a quote that says, like, the most important breakthroughs in science were never accompanied by a eureka, but usually by a, hey, that's funny.
Yeah.
And I think this concept was one of the concepts that put a smile on my face. So I was reading it and I was just thinking, like, this is really cool. And I was thinking, how could I play a part in this?
Wow.
And I think to me and the rest of the jury, that was one of the things that made it win.
That's I mean, coming from a man who's seen probably thousands of pitches, that's a pretty strong statement. I'm going to give you a drum roll, and then you are free to announce the winning team.
All right. So I'm not going to say it, I'll act it out. So,
So something
what do you
about
think?
something about red and capsules. I think the winning team must be Octo 8 with rood kapje.
Octo 8 with rood kapje.
All right, and looking at the technical team, can we bring Octo 8 in? They are in. I don't see a picture of them, but I hear them.
Yeah.
Now that's enthusiastic. Hello, sir. Who are you?
Hi. My name is Human. First of all, I gotta say today is my mom's birthday. Tavallud Mubarak Azizam. Happy birthday, Mom.
So we should get thousands of people around the world singing happy birthday for your mom.
Please.
Great. Consider it done. Is your camera on, or are we having technical issues?
It's on. I don't know. Wait, one sec. There we go. Woo!
Yes, there he is.
Hey, Oman. Hello.
Linda, Precious.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
And okay, little bit of joke here. Linda was sat there listening to the pitch, and she's like, "I know that voice. I know him." So it is indeed a small world.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I do really need to thank everybody in the team. So I just want to shout out their name for a second. Anna, Olga, Robert, Shashank, Anayan, Sander, Kevin, Christian's girlfriend, Charlotte, Darren, and Trank, thank you so much.
Cool. Great that you gave the team a shout there. And what does next week look like for you? What do you need? What's happening next?
So it's great to have this prize money to get started, but obviously we need to really expand this platform. We're going to focus on the neighborhoods to expand, get the critical mass going. And of course, it'd be amazing to get in touch with more investors so we can scale this up pretty fast, because the more businesses we can sign on, the more volunteers we'll be having ready. And because of that, we can really boost the economy immensely just with a small amount of businesses already. So really look forward to expanding this extremely fast.
Great. And I'm not sure if you were listening, but one of the things Boris, and I'm going to put him right on the spot now as he said it on the live stream, said was, I was actually thinking how I could get involved.
I also did write this down. I also wanted to really emphasize on this.
I'm sure Boris doesn't say anything without thinking carefully as well. So maybe that's a lead you can follow up next week. Boris, I see a champagne glass there. Anything else to add?
Cheers. No, I was not bluffing, or I did not make a mistake when I said that. It's a cute concept, and I can't wait to help out.
Fabulous. Then I'm going to give you guys a round of applause, and thank you so much for your time and energy and effort and love. And I hope somebody is screen capturing that photo of Boris with an empty champagne glass. Winning team there, Octo 8.
And then we go to the last category, the category health and well-being. It's maybe the category that's maybe first and foremost really directed by this crisis. As already we heard so much in Alliance, these are the people on the front line. Yep. And what we saw is that many of the people who participated here did really try to solve this issue. Yeah. So for the jury, it was even a bit harder on this challenge because there were so many participants.
So many more pitches in this category, which is obvious. It's logical. We want to help people through these tough times. So definitely, I heard from the mentors, it was hard. There was a lot of head scratching. And for the jury, it took a little bit of tussling. As I said, I sat in on that conversation, but they did get to an answer. So
they did get to an answer. But before we go there, we directly go to the first video. So bring it on. The first video is Smart Quarantine. Here you go.
We are currently locked down, which is necessary to protect the vulnerable, but which comes at a great economic cost. How will we get out of here? How will we move on to a next phase? We are introducing a smart quarantine solution that is built on privacy by design, so fully GDPR compliant. The system will enable us to leverage data to end the general lockdowns and go to smart quarantines without triggering a new wave of infections.
Our platform is built privacy by design, GDPR compliant. With it, governments and citizens can collaborate to fight this virus. Data is collected through interviews, telephone companies, mobile apps. It can be accessed by individuals to see areas of activities like stations and grocery stores. And it shows you when it's safe to go out. The app also tracks whom you've been in close contact with, so you immediately know whom to warn in case you test positive. The platform asks for your consent to share this data, automatically informing the network and relevant authorities. The platform shows other things like impact of lockdown on different professions and regions, and volunteers in your region so you know how you can help out. And by chipping in as individuals, governments can gain insight into the movement of crowds to identify areas at risk of contagion, to track the virus and base interventions on it. Or to balance between healthcare and economic concerns. Which areas should remain in lockdown, which ones shouldn't? Now, we are all on lockdown to shelter those most vulnerable. Using this system, we can prevent it from occurring again. We can stop wave 2. That's what our smart quarantine platform is for.
Similar systems are already live in Europe, like in the Czech Republic, and it works. We are data scientists and cybersecurity experts that have implemented complex governmental systems before. We can do this and we want to help. Using the smart quarantine solution, we can control the virus instead of letting the virus control us and our lives and our economies. We can save lives. So help us and vote for us and help us to get this under the intention of our government to get it implemented. Thank you.
I really like the phrase where he said, we can stop wave 2. I hope we're going to do that. But first, we're going to video 2, and that is analyze mode.
Right now, there are 3 billion people waiting for the vaccine to be discovered, waiting for this crisis to be solved. Normally, vaccine discovery takes more than 1 year. What if I told you that if you would collaborate only with 10 minutes of your time, you could speed up this process? Would you do it? We bring a collaborative research platform to enable researchers to find vaccines faster with the help of any willing citizen without any scientific knowledge. What we did is we took already existing vaccine from SARS 2003, we turned it into a gamified research tool that the data collected from these games will be used by our AI to predict new vaccines. Imagine, we are more than 7 billion people in the world. What if we all played this? At least one game. We can do this together. Our product is a ready gamified tool that you have to find the patterns and teach our AI. Right now, there are more than 40 teams working on the vaccine discovery. Billions of euros are being spent to speed up this. But also, there are competition mainly being folded, but they are focusing mostly on drug discovery while we focus on vaccine discovery. We are creating a new market, a collaborative research that helps people to understand the vaccines and contribute to the research. We already have the game prototype that's been played more than 7,000 times from people from 93 different countries. We also have implemented machine learning vaccine prediction pipeline and started discussions with partners in game industry and pharmaceuticals. The main business model is that this gamified tool can be sold as research as a service to different research companies and pharmaceuticals to speed up any different research. We already have started the partnering with Oxford University and Denmark Technical University. We need money to first invest into the marketing, make this viral, also hire a team of 4 people, and also file the patent of this game. We got an amazing team with the knowledge in AI, vaccine discovery, gamification, also PhDs, and knowledge from Accenture, Amazon, IBM. We are analysis mode. Solve the puzzle, solve the crisis. Thank you.
Thank you so much, analysis mode. And each person one puzzle? You should come and have a look at my house, because I'm trying to make a puzzle, but my little girl, oh my God, every time when I'm just sorting out all these little puzzles, she just wipes them off the table. But the idea of gamification, I think it really works.
And do you know what else I noticed about this team? 3 women, and they're using AI. Probably something to do with women in AI.
Okay, Nick, now we know. Let's go to the third group. And these are Canary biometrics.
By COVID-19? Well, there's no solution yet. What if I told you there was a way to keep an eye on your health and the health of our loved ones? Enabling critical care for those in most need and giving actionable insights for the healthcare system to better manage the crisis, giving us all a bit of reassurance. Canary Band offers the unique combination of insights of our core body metrics, directly identifying early symptoms as temperature and oxygen saturation in the body, and early warning intervention solution. Our product is uniquely placed in the market to offer both temperature and oxygen saturation, keeping an eye on your health and helping the healthcare system identify onset of care requirements. Whilst addressing the pressing challenge of needing to flatten the curve, it offers real-time metrics, offering deeper insights through artificial intelligence or biometrics to help better understand and tackle the fight against COVID-19. Some of the hardware needed for the functioning of this product is already developed, and the requirements for mass-scale field stability are achievable within the supply chain, offering a realistic price point to be widely accessible. We see the product widely adapted by those in the critical category, frontline workers and elderly, who seek to offer a reasonable price point to benefit all with the subscription service of data needed by the healthcare system, governments and policymakers. We need to win to help make a difference in the fight against COVID, and we believe our solution, which is ready to go, will touch everyone's lives. We're a team of passionate experts with proven experience, knowledge and awards in the field of wearable technology, innovators, product developers, wearable computing, e-textiles, flexible engineers, legal and product designers. We love what we do, and we believe we are a formidable force to address this crisis. We need to win to fight against COVID. Thank you.
And thank you. Wow, what a diverse team. This is really, really inspiring to see. And also about flattening the curve, because this is one of the things that's really on our mind nowadays. Especially today and yesterday, the weather was so warm. But thank you all participants for staying in there and keeping us safe. This is, I think, the only way to really flatten the curve. But now, in the category, the most known category, health and well-being. Who is about to win? Elizabeth Stevens, could I please... Here you are.
Hi guys, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, and I love your background with all the green.
Absolutely, I don't need to go outside to get some sunshine in.
Yeah, that's like one of those fancy Zoom backgrounds, but without having to install Zoom. That's amazing.
Exactly, just some wallpaper.
I even heard that even if you look at plans, that it also already makes you better. So please stay here, Elizabeth, so that we can see.
I feel completely safe here.
Could you please tell a bit about the people who participated in this category?
Yes, as you could already see from the pitches, the quality was really, really high, and it has led to some tough debates within the jury. It was really difficult to come to a winner because they were all very, very good.
And then, even though they were all really, really good, could you please elaborate on who won without naming them?
Yes, I'll try so. I think all of the teams are working on a very big global issue. The winner has tackled the issue with so much creativity and has such a diverse team that we are quite confident that they can really help solve a very big problem with their creativity.
Okay, Nick, for the last time tonight, can I please get the drum roll?
Here we go. This is a slightly different drum roll.
I was just going to say. Woo! Who are the winners, Elizabeth?
The winner is Analysis Mode.
Fabulous. Analysis Mode.
Milda, are you here?
Yes, I am.
We hear you, but now we see you as
well. Here you are. Wow. Hello. Milda, who's joining you?
Here's Thiago, our vaccine researcher, and actually the guy that got the first idea to create this gamified tool.
Wow. Great, guys. Congratulations. How do you feel?
Well, it feels
amazing.
Great. Yes, it's really good to have this appreciation from the jury. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
And the team is super excited. Oh my God, there's like messages all over the place. Yeah. So we're really happy with everyone's work.
And the mentors helping us. We feel appreciated because we really work hard all the weekend and we won't stop.
Yeah, we forgot how to eat.
Yeah. So, but please, Milda, you already are putting a bit on it. You said we won't stop. Could you please elaborate a bit on how you will continue?
So the first and the most important, we got to invest heavily on marketing. So be ready. You're going to hear about us a lot. And by winning this, we are definitely going to spread the word also about the Hack the Crisis Netherlands. And we have to gather minimum 5 million gameplay.
Thank you so much.
And give it a try for our game and bring the vaccine detector closer.
Yeah, we're having slight audio technicalities here, so excuse us for cutting in, but we did hear you finishing off your sentence.
And then I would love to thank you guys, but of course also all the other participants who worked so incredibly hard for the whole weekend. We, as the organizing team, were I think also a bit surprised that so many people are really participating. But you guys, you really made it happen. So here are a list of all the people who joined.
Well, we say list. Actually, what we did is we were very sneakily taking selfies via the webcams of everybody. No, I'm kidding. These so many diverse people, 820 something on our Slack channel. We asked them to take some selfies, send them in so that we could capture them and build some artwork out of that. That will also be going onto the website, I believe, next week. And Elizabeth and Team Analysis Mode, well done. Thank you so much. Linda. We said it in the beginning. This is just the beginning, right? These teams are winning, but they haven't even started.
But first, let's please go to repeat the winner so that everybody who loves to help them to go to the next phase knows also how to do this.
Yep, or if you're just tuning in and you missed some of the previous videos and announcements. So the winner for the category of logistics and supply chain was PPL Cert or People Certs. For remote education was Team Challengely. For small medium enterprise business continuity was Team Octo 8, and last but certainly not least in the health and well-being category was Team Analysis Mode. Their details will be up on the website probably sometime tomorrow, just to give my team some breathing space. And we're discussing at the moment whether we can actually get all the video pitches from all the teams online, because of course that doesn't mean just because they didn't win does not mean they should stop. In fact, quite the opposite. I think they should keep going and going and going, because just because you didn't win doesn't mean you don't have a winning idea.
Exactly, because eventually it's all about the education, about execution.
Execution, the impact. Some of the teams are trying to solve really big things, and you just, there's only so much you can do in a weekend.
So we thought, okay, the weekend is gone, almost gone, because it's now a little bit over 8 o'clock, but we would love to help us hack the crisis. So how are we going to do this? We're going to ask Paul if he can please come on the screen.
No, I'm getting technical team saying Paul has disappeared on us, but we have a slide from Paul. Luckily enough, we did prepare some backups. We'll see if we can get Paul back in. But Linda, you said how can we help the teams, obviously beyond today? And Paul from GoodUp.
And he is in. Thank you so much, Rob. Hey, Paul.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Paul.
We hear you, but we don't see you.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I cannot really do anything about that, I guess.
No problem. We have a fantastic slide with your photo, so we can make you look pretty. Not a problem.
Put that up, yeah.
So, Paul, besides you're from the GoodUp, you're also from the Corona Community Care Platform. Could you please explain a bit what this is about?
Yeah, sure. The Corona Community Care Platform is a platform that we set up actually just a couple of weeks ago with GoodUp. Normally, we help big organizations to activate their purpose, but we're also a social venture. And as soon as our MP said, like, okay, we're going for an intelligent lockdown, we thought, like, okay, we have to do something about this with the skills that we have and with the platform that we have. And so we decided to just put one of our platforms online, and basically what it does, what Corona Community Care does, is it centralizes all the demand and request for Corona help in the Netherlands.
So if you did participate in our hackathon, what does now the next step look like?
Sorry, what was that?
So for all the participants who did take place at this hackathon, what does the next step look like? How are they joining your platform?
Yeah, that's a very good question. We have been with some fantastic individuals been working on a program we call an aftercare program, and what we are doing.
We in the studio here have a slight audio issue again. It may be that we have lost Paul.
I'm here.
And here he's back again.
I'm back?
Yeah. Yes, you are. Welcome.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
No worries, you're here.
was working. Okay, so what we are basically doing on Corona Community Care is doing two things. So firstly, we want everybody to be able to show their idea and the idea that they've been working on so hard for this entire weekend on an open platform. So firstly, you got to be able to tell all your relatives, all your friends what you've been doing and why you have not been in touch with them. So on Corona Community Care, you can register your ID and show it to the world. And also, and that's maybe even more important on our platform, everyone can register a startup and they can ask for help on specific problems. And on the other side of the platform, we have invited our customers such as EY and Booking, Unilever and Deloitte to help solve those challenges. So they will be looking at challenges that fit their organization's skill sets.
Wow, this sounds amazing, especially because of sharing the skill sets and matching them. I think this will hopefully really keep the ball pushing for all those teams. Because I would love to remind all the teams to really persevere and keep going. Or maybe pivot a bit, or maybe stop if you really don't think this is going somewhere. But if you do think this is going somewhere and you have a little bit of energy, please continue.
Actually, Linda, I've just got a message on my screen, a little bit of sort of breaking news. We weren't sure if we were going to get this in the beginning, but it has come through in time. We actually have a short film coming all the way to us from Estonia, from none other than the president of Estonia to talk.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul, because, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, Paul, hang on the line for a moment, but if you've already gone, thank you so much. President from Estonia to talk a little bit about the Global Hackathon. And my perspective is for all the teams that have participated this weekend, so all of you, thank you so much. Definitely don't stop, as Linda said. And in fact, you're eligible to take whatever you're working on now through to the Global Hackathon. Tech team, do we have that video? Can we roll VT? Great.
Hello, everyone. We are living through very difficult times and very different times. We are physically distanced from each other, but we try to stay mentally close. Staying mentally close means also staying focused on what matters. And what does matter is how do we resolve this crisis. Yes, we can resolve this crisis, and we can use technology to resolve this crisis. Already from 9th to 12th April, the online hackathon, the Global Hack, will take place. The Global Hack means that you are all invited to call with your ideas. You are all invited, if you wish, to help with your teams to resolve these ideas. You are all invited to just enjoy the atmosphere of hacking the crisis, the atmosphere of getting things done, the very Estonian atmosphere, if I may tell you so, to find a problem, immediately find a solution, hack it, and then go ahead into the future. Using this, what has been found out today, tomorrow, and if necessary on the grand scale globally. Welcome all. Please check out the hashtag, the Global Hack, and be part of our global initiative. Welcome.
Thank you.
Fantastic. What amazing that the president of Estonia, a country who is definitely getting ahead of the world, if they're not already way, way ahead of the world in terms of the future of digital, getting involved with events like this on behalf of the whole world.
Yeah, wow.
It's pretty incredible. And I wait for other governments to also step up.
Definitely.
We are almost done. I don't know about you, but it's been a long weekend. I'm tired. I'm pretty sure people are fed up with hearing me talking. So I'd just like to say, along with Linda, some thanks. Firstly, thank you to you, and definitely you, because this is not about us, it's about all of you, 828 plus fantastic human beings trying to make the world a little bit better. That's impressive stuff.
It
Definitely.
also just, as of the organizing team, I have to say, it also makes us feel so humble because you're really trying hard and working hard, and sometimes you don't even know what's really going on. And then you see people really catching on, partners catching on, participants catching on.
That snowball effect this week was incredible to watch. Yeah.
Wow. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for believing in us. Thank you so much for, even without there was any design, any slide, people already said yes. Thank you so much. Without all of you, this wouldn't be happening.
Yeah, so that was the participants, the mentors, also all of the partners, all of the supporters.
It's a really big list, but please take a quick look because there are so many partners. And the good thing is also these partners are not stopping now. They are also helping us with the in-kind prices and who knows, maybe some extra cash prizes as well because the cash prize pocket is still open.
Yeah, if you want to donate to that, hackthecrisis.nl, become a partner. We should also definitely remember to thank the organizing team who did this in their voluntary time next to whatever side job they were trying to do or a full-time job at home, some of them managing that with kids and still putting time into this. One of the things that strikes me most is what a gender-balanced team this was. And again, it was a completely organic process. We didn't start...
and it was actually a tech event, but there were so many good diversion of men and women as well, definitely.
Yeah, completely by accident. And then there's two more people that I feel the need to say thank you to. I wish I could turn the camera around on them, but I can't. It's actually our two tech guys here who...
Alec and Rob.
Yeah, for a production of this size, they would usually have many more people involved. But of course, because of the social, physical distancing rules, we can't have too many people in the building. They have been working their heart off to get all these live streams, all of the mentor conversations, all of the chats. I mean, incredible stuff. So,
and they both do not live in Groningen, so they were already here really early.
Yeah, I had to cycle for 6 minutes too.
And I think also when I look at the two technical guys, I also love to thank one category, and that's the category we actually don't see, and that's actually the partners of all the participants.
The wives, the girlfriends, the husbands, the you name it.
The families,
the ones who let us do this.
Who let us do this. Thank you guys so much, because without your support, all these people couldn't have the time to hack, to help, to produce. So guys, of course there's a virus going on and we super take this seriously, but there's also another virus going on. The virus of humanity, the virus of making it all work together. And please let us not stop here and please let this go on.
Ladies, gentlemen, however you would like to refer to yourselves, boys, girls, and however you would like to refer to your kids, thank you so much. It's been a fun ride. We are checking out. This was hackthecrisis.nl 2020.